What's going on, guys? TJ here with Daily Grind Fantasy Sports to bring you another Prizepicks video on this Saturday morning. We have 6 NBA games on tap for tonight. One outlier at 8 p.m. between Miami and Milwaukee, and all these other games are actually tipping off here fairly shortly. So make sure if you do watch this video, not only do you give it a like and subscribe to the channel, but make sure you get these Prizepicks plays in as soon as possible before maybe these overs or unders drop a little bit or come up, just in case, with some pending injury news that we obviously have. But let's go ahead and dive into today's slate. I know I didn't make a video yesterday, and I don't have any results from Thursday because we went 0 for 3. So it was not a good showing for the Devin Booker over, the LaMelo Ball over, and the Jaren Jackson Jr. over, who was in immense foul trouble, only played 20 minutes, and still only finished 4 points short of his over 31. But that's okay. We were bound for an off day here soon. My dog is hitting his bell. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into today's Prizepicks and what we have currently on tap. We have the Lakers in Indiana with the first game at 1 p.m. And unfortunately, because we have so much pending injury news between those two teams, we don't have anybody on the board for them. So we're going to skip that game. We're going to go next to Chicago and Brooklyn, and I do have some interest here. Chicago traveling to Brooklyn, 11.5-point road dogs. We're going to see James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant back for the first time in a very long time, but I do have some interest here in some of these Chicago guys with Daniel Tice and Troy Brown off the floor. So let's go ahead and take a look at Chicago on my new and improved sheet that Matt had so kindly created. But yeah. So we're currently looking at a couple over-unders here. We have Vooch currently sitting at 42 over-under. I have Vooch projected for 47.6 points, so I like the over on Nikola Vucevic in a really good matchup, obviously, against Brooklyn. We have Levine with an over-under of 38, and I have Levine currently pegged for 43. So let's go ahead and make this easier for everybody like we normally do. Let's go ahead and do it like that so everybody can see everything. Perfect. So I have Levine for projected for 43 points right now. He's currently sitting at a 38, so I like the over on Levine. And then Thad Young, we currently have projected for 32.7 points, and his over-under right now on Prizepicks is 28. So honestly, any one of those three for Chicago, I can get behind. If this game blows out, obviously we could see the bench a little bit earlier, but I do like one of these studs in Vooch and Levine to go over. I honestly wouldn't hate the Levine play at 28. And that's kind of where my thought process is with Chicago. With Brooklyn, I'm not going to touch it. Obviously, we saw James Harden. He's going to come off the minutes limit that he had last game. So some more minutes there for James. And, we're seeing him, Kyrie, and KD back for the first time in a while. So I'm not going to mess around with any of those Brooklyn guys. If any of them smash, good for them. But it's something I'm going to avoid. Next game, we have Charlotte and the Knicks. I don't really have too much interest in that game. In terms of Prizepicks, if I were to be going anywhere, it'd probably be that Julius Randle over 47, but that is a little bit high. And again, I don't really have too much interest there in that game because there is a game that I do have a ton of interest in, or two games rather. Phoenix and San Antonio is something I'm going to keep an eye on and monitor immensely, I guess would be the word I'm looking for. Because we have already some injury news with DeRozan, Trey Lyles, Jakob Poeltl, and then Samanik, who's kind of irrelevant, out. But DeJounte Murray is currently questionable. If DeJounte Murray sits, all of these Prizepicks over-unders are way too low. Now, what I did with the Spurs is I ran numbers with DeJounte Murray out, but I didn't update their minutes. So if DeJounte sits, that's a guy that plays 32-ish minutes a night, you're going to see these minutes come up. So, like, Devin Vassell will probably play 24, 26. Patty Mills maybe 26 off the bench. Keldon currently projected at 27. He might even get a little bit of a bump. But like Lonnie Walker becomes a really intriguing play. So I have a ton of interest here if DeJounte Murray does get ruled out. Right now, I do like the over for Keldon at 23.5 with or without DeJounte Murray. But if DeJounte Murray sits, I would have him for 30.2 points right now. He's at 23.5, so that's where I'd be going with the over if I'm picking anybody from the Spurs. But again, if you see DeJounte Murray get ruled out and we can get a minute update pretty quick, I would be checking into all of these Spurs guys. I would like Patty Mills, honestly, over 19. Like Lonnie Walker would become that much better at 24.5, although I think he is priced appropriately with the potential of DeJounte Murray sitting. Keldon would be my guy here at 23.5. And then, I would have some interest in Devin Vassell as well. Even Gorgui Dieng. I have Gorgui Dieng right now projected for 22.28, so obviously I don't have him hitting that 25. But If we see some more guys end up on that injury report, then maybe some interest in Gorgui Dieng. But right now, my play would definitely be Keldon Johnson. So right now, I'm gonna put up Keldon, and I'm gonna put up Vooch, and then we're gonna go to my Boston Celtics, who are just terrible. And actually, no, we're gonna close out of that because what's happening right now? Give me 1 second, guys. We're having some technical difficulty. There we go. I just needed to extend the board a little bit. So let's go ahead and go to this last game that I ran numbers for between the Celtics and Minnesota. 230.5 over under, and Minnesota are currently 5.5 point favorites, which is sad, but that's the way the Celtics are right now. Decimated with injuries as well. So let's go ahead and pull up the Celtics and the numbers that I did run. We got to go ahead and take off the San Antonio Spurs. And again, guys, this is a new sheet, so I'm kind of all over the place, getting used to it. But yeah, so, and my numbers ran away. That's okay. The two guys that I do have a lot of interest in are going to be Peyton Pritchard and are going to be Aaron Nesmith. I have Aaron Nesmith currently projected at 21.5 Prizepicks points. He's currently at a 21 over under. My favorite play of the day is definitely that Peyton Pritchard over of 24. I currently have him projected for 33.6. So he's 100% somebody that I'm locking in. He's probably going to be in every single Prizepicks, flex play or power play that I do put out today. And the way I'm playing Prizepicks today is by using code DGF. If you haven't yet deposited using Prizepicks and something that you're looking to do, use code DGF and get a 100% match up to $100. That is code DGF. So make sure if you're watching this for the first time, Prizepicks is something that you are interested in. Go ahead and download it. Use code DGF. Take advantage of that promo. It's a great one. $100 match or 100% match up to $100. So you don't have to obviously put down $100. You want to put $50, you'll get a $50 match. That's the way it works. So Peyton Pritchard is a lock for me. 1.21 fantasy point per minute. And again, the Celtics are absolutely decimated. We got no Rob Williams tonight, no TT, no Marcus Smart, no Kemba, obviously Jalen out. So a lot of good plays here from the Celtics. I don't know if I'm going to dip my toes into the Jason Tatum over of 52 or the Fournier over of 38. I would expect them to probably get full run today and then sit tomorrow. But right now, Peyton Pritchard's the guy that I am locking in, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. So, guys, if I were to be putting out a three-play power play right now, I would be taking the Peyton Pritchard over, I would be taking the Keldon Johnson over, and I would be going to the Vooch over of 42. Let's go ahead and lock that in for 15. Boom, locked in. So that's my play for today, guys. If you want to tail, be my guest, and I appreciate you guys obviously watching these videos. My dog's starting to bark, so it's a good time to cut it. With all that being said, guys, enjoy today, enjoy Saturday, enjoy the last 2 games of the NBA season, and let's cash.